Attention to our speaker. Sure.
When I was 12 years old, me and my dad went on a bike ride in the hills of Marin County. When we got to the top of the hill, we came upon 5 people surrounding a man that was lying on the ground. He was unconscious and unresponsive. At this point, we realized that they were performing CPR on him, and we needed to help. I was only 12 years old, so I was unable to perform CPR myself, but my dad jumped in to help straight away. Luckily, there was one woman who knew what she was doing. She was helping instruct everybody on how to do it. And because of this experience, I became certified. And then I started to lifeguard. And this is the reason that today I'm going to teach you when, why, and how to perform CPR. Because knowing even the basics of CPR can help you through a life-threatening situation. We do CPR because a person is unresponsive, unconscious, doesn't have a beating heart, or is not breathing. And according to Kids Health, the most common cause of these symptoms are heart attack, stroke, choking to the point of unconsciousness, near drowning, and severe allergic reactions. Why do we perform CPR? We do it according to American Heart Association. The main reasons to perform CPR are to circulate the blood. So when you are doing compressions on the body, when you push down, the blood is pushed out of the heart and into the rest of the body. And when you come up, the blood goes back into the heart, and that is how the blood circulates. And then we use rescue breaths to provide oxygen to the body. By blowing in, we are providing oxygen to the blood and through the lungs, and that blood is then become oxygenated, and then you continue compressions in order to circulate the oxygenated blood. It is also to help the person stay alive and to hopefully resuscitate them in the end. Most of the time, we have to use other sources of medical emergencies things to get the person to actually come back to life. And usually we have to use something called an AED, which is an automated external defibrillator, which shocks the heart and brings it back to life. According to Red Cross, the 6 steps in performing CPR are check for responsiveness, which is tapping the person and saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" to make sure that they are actually unconscious. If they are unconscious, the next step is to call 911. If you are the only person, this is the first step you should take because you should make sure that somebody is on their way. If there are people around you and you are the trained CPR performer, you should tell them to call 911 so you can continue compressions right away. The first thing to do is to check for breathing or pulse. By doing this process is putting 2 fingers on the neck and tilting a person's head back and opening their mouth and putting your head over their mouth and looking down at their chest. The reason you look down at their chest is to see if their chest is rising or falling, because that is obviously an obvious sign of breathing, and you put your face to their chest to see if they are breathing. The third step is to begin compressions. You do this by sticking your most dominant hand out and putting your least dominant hand on top and pulling back. The heel of your hand should be on the sternum right there, and you put instead of just using your arms and going like this, you should be on top of the person using your entire body moving up and down. You do 30 compressions and then you begin rescue breaths. You do this by putting your fingers on below their chin and tilting their head back and opening so that their airway is open, and then putting your entire mouth over their mouth and plugging their nose and blowing in to obviously get the blood oxygenated. And then you repeat these steps. 30 compressions, 2 breaths. 30 compressions, 2 breaths. According to Mayo Clinic, the only reasons to stop CPR are if you notice an obvious sign of life, an AED is ready to use, another trained responder or EMS personnel arrive to take over, you are too exhausted to continue, or the scene becomes unsafe. Now that I have taught you the basics of CPR, I encourage you to get certified. If you are certified, you will be prepared to save a life in an emergency situation, and you will know the necessary steps to perform CPR.